Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Jambor's Stasis. What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. If you're new here, then definitely consider subscribing and take a look around the channel at my past reviews. Now today we are looking at Stasis by Jambor and Abstract Effects, and let me just tell you, I'm so excited for this review today. I have been waiting for this ever since Magic Live. I have wanted to get my hands on this for so long, and I'm just so excited to be able to bring this review to you today. So I'd like to thank you for spending some of your time with me today, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. First off, let's start off by talking about what actually is Stasis. Well, this is a new effect from Jambor. It's actually David Jambor's first Magic release into the Magic community, and I'm excited for his future releases if they're anything like this. But what is Stasis? Well, it is this balancing effect that you can do close up, or I mean, you could even do this on stage if you wanted to. You could do it walk around, street magic. You could do this at a restaurant. There are really many different settings and ways that you can perform this effect. You actually get to choose which version you want to do based on what fits your performance style. So if you want to just balance one card on your fingertip, you can do that. If you want to balance a card on top of a borrowed credit card, you can do that. If you want your spectators to hold the credit card and then you balance the card and then the bill on top of that and then the deck box on top of that, you could do that. They can even hold it. There are just so many possibilities with this. You could balance a wallet on your finger. It is just so many different types of things you could do with this gimmick. And let's get into a more in-depth review of Stasis right now. Now let's talk about what you're going to get if you decide to purchase Stasis. Well, in this box, you're going to be receiving two gimmicks. That's right, you get two. They're not the same gimmick. It's not like you're getting two of the same gimmick. I mean, they use the same method, but they're made out of different things, so you can use them for different types of presentations for Stasis. But you also are going to be getting almost an hour's worth of instructional video online that you can stream from Murphy's Magic website or download if you really want to. But you will learn how to actually make your own Stasis gimmick if you would like to. Now, I really appreciated that because a lot of people don't go into how to actually make the gimmick if you need to make a replacement, or if yours gets worn out, or if you just want to make it on a different backed card. So I really did appreciate that. Also in the tutorial video, you will learn how to actually perform Stasis, and you will get some additional tips and ideas on different presentations that you can do, like I mentioned earlier, with a wallet or just a singular card on your finger, or maybe even balancing a water bottle on top of the card, just all sorts of different things. And you're open to whatever ideas you have, because if you can balance it on here, then you do it. How difficult is Stasis to perform? Well, once you actually get this down, it's probably going to take you about, I'd say, maybe 30-45 minutes worth of practice, something like that. It's not going to take you too terribly long. I don't know how your learning curve is for Magic, but it really is easy once you get the basic method down. And from there on, you should be able to perform this with ease once you've practiced it for just a little bit. Honestly, the most difficult part of this is the actual balancing, because this does take some actual balancing practice. It's not just all working by the gimmick. It does take some practice, so you need to make sure that you practice balancing the objects that you're going to balance before you actually balance them and then they fall in front of your spectators, because they can fall, but if you never get to stack them, then what's the point of them falling? Is Stasis examinable? Kind of. What I mean by that is you can show them cleanly what you're using before you begin to stack it, and they can choose a card, they can give you their debit card or whatever you want, their driver's license, something like that. But if they want to examine every single object that you're using in the balance, then it is going to require a little sneaky move after the balance that you can do. But it's not that hard, and you should be able to do it pretty easily. So then they can examine it all, it's just they can't examine all of it right away. How are the angles when performing Stasis? They're okay. This is kind of an interesting question because it also depends on which presentation you're doing. Like during the main balance that you're seeing with like the bill and the deck and stuff like that, the box, what you can do is you can stack them with your audience in front of you, and then you can kind of do like a 360 rotation. Obviously don't stay too long like turned around, because you can't just let them stare at the whole thing 360 forever. So just make a quick 360. But yeah, I mean, it kind of is angle proof once you get stuff stacked on there, but you have to spin kind of fast. Don't let them stare at the tower of stuff that you're building the whole time. With that said, they can stare at the tower from the front, but if they're kind of staring at the tower of stuff that you've built from the back forever, it's just not going to look that good. So let's just keep our audience in front of us for the most part. How much setup and or reset is there? Well, the initial setup that you're going to be doing is going to take you like 10 seconds. everything comes built to go. You don't have to prepare anything. There's really only one small thing you have to do to your gimmick, and it's included in the package. It's not any arts and craftsy things. So you're good to go on setup. As far as a setup per performance, just make sure you have your gimmick on you, and honestly, you are ready to go. Are there negatives when performing Stasis? Honestly, the angles might be a negative because, like I said, you do need to keep your audience in front of you for the most part, and if you're going to spin, then you need to practice keeping the objects balanced while you're spinning and also spin kind of quickly. So I would just say the angles are kind of a little bit of a restriction, so just keep your audience in front of you and you should be good as far as that goes. Are there positives to performing Stasis? Yes, the actual building that you're doing with this, the tower that you're going to have after balancing all these objects, is going to be a crazy good visual. It's just going to look amazing. It also looks cool while you're stacking them, so that's also cool. I will say that the $55 price kind of scared me at first because when I received this, I was like, okay, $55, but they do teach you how to build a gimmick for yourself, and they include 2 gimmicks already for you ready to go. So $55 is totally okay. So honestly, the price was going to be a negative for me until I realized what was actually in here and what they teach you on the tutorial, and now the price is a positive. Another positive is that everything comes ready to go. Like I said, out of the package, you don't have to do any construction or anything like that unless you want to make a new gimmick for a deck that you use. It comes in a red bicycle back, so you can choose if you want to use that, or you can make it blue, or you can use a totally different card back that you want to, but you are open to whatever you want to do with this. Like I said, there are many possibilities. You can customize it, you can balance whatever objects you can manage to fit on there and actually balance, so that's cool. And also, thank you Clay for building all these gimmicks. They actually do mention him in the tutorial. He actually builds the gimmick in the tutorial for you so you can see how it's actually constructed. So thank you Clay for building all these gimmicks. What should this retail as? Well, this currently retails as $55 US, and honestly, I think that's a fair price. Now, I will explain why I think that, because when I first got this, I was like, okay, $55 when I was receiving it in the mail is like kind of a lot of money to pay, but you do get 2 gimmicks. You also get the knowledge of how to actually build the gimmick for the future if you want to customize it. So for that knowledge and for getting 2 gimmicks already and for as many possibilities as you have with this, I totally think $55 is a fair price. What would I give this out of 10? I would give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. I docked it half a point for the angles because sometimes it's kind of angle restrictive. Like I said, you can't really have people behind you when you're balancing the objects, but you can do a little spin, but you do need to practice that spin, and it doesn't need to be kind of fast because, like I said, you don't want them to stare at it. So a solid 9.5 from me. Should you pick this up? Yes, you should pick this up. If you like balancing routines, then I definitely think you're gonna like this one. Now it's time for a question and answer session from my Instagram followers. So thank you if you asked a question about Stasis, and I'm gonna answer it right now. If you like to ask questions about the products I am reviewing, then you can definitely follow me on Instagram at TylerLunsfordMagic. There you can get a sneak peek at the tricks that are coming up, and you can get to ask some questions about the tricks I'm reviewing. Frankie Magic 13 wants to know, is the gimmick easy to carry? Yes, it is easy to carry. You can carry it in your deck of cards, or you can carry it in your wallet, and it should be fine. Obviously, just treat it with care. Don't like put it in your wallet and just start throwing your wallet around or banging on things. But if it's just in your pocket, in your wallet, the gimmick that's made for your wallet should be fine, and then the gimmick that's made for the deck will be fine if it's in a deck of cards. I Do Magic wants to know, is this effect something that is practical that you can do every day? Yes, it is. The gimmick should not wear out on you quickly. It should be good for hundreds of performances. So honestly, you should be good on that aspect. And I kind of touched on this in the last question, but it is good to carry around every day. You can put it in your deck or carry the wallet version in your wallet. So yeah, I would totally say that this is practical. The Magic Pouch wants to know, did this method make me smile? And honestly, it kind of did, but it kind of made me confused because when I first looked at the gimmick, I was like, huh, and for about 10 seconds, I was kind of confused on how this worked, and then I started picking up on some things, and I watched a tutorial video, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this a lot. That about does it for this review video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help you make a more informed decision on whether or not you want to purchase Stasis. If you like, the link will be down below in the description. Also in the description is a link to my Instagram page where you can see me perform this effect. It's on my Instagram right now, so go watch it if you want to see me perform this effect. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I'd like to thank Abstract Effects for sending me this product so I can do the review for you beautiful people out there. And without further ado, I will see you in my next video. See ya. Honestly, Clay has like the best job in the world. He gets to make magic gimmicks for a living. That is awesome. I'm coming for your job, Clay. I'm just kidding. Or am I?